can look wherever you want. Go.
Get some.
Nice. Episode 18. Oh, I just spilled it all over you.
My paper.
Now you're not gonna be able to read it.
Oh man.
Welcome back, Life on the App, episode 18. We're super excited because we have a super special guest, Cortland Bradley.
It's me.
Yep, thanks for coming.
guy.
Super pumped to have you.
I'm
My
so stoked
guy.
to be here.
Yeah. And like one thing I just want to say real quick is like this is Surfside's last chance to sponsor us for the signs coming down.
So surprising they haven't done it yet.
Yeah.
It's really
So.
it's borderline
They
embarrassing.
did repost Cole's Snapchat yesterday or Instagram.
Yeah,
Oh,
we
there's a
got-
little love.
It's a little blue balling, I think, but it's
Yeah, I was
like
gonna say I think
Slowly
that's
they're
more early.
teasing us.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because it's kind of like, hey, we acknowledge you, still not sponsoring you.
Yeah, they're gonna lose big if they don't.
Borderline worse.
It is. It is.
It's alright, we'll find another one. These
Yeah.
are very good though.
Yeah, so we're super pumped. We have you here. We kind of like recap the weekend to like start off. So
Okay.
like, how was talk about your Friends of the Falling event? So how was that?
Friends of the Fallen was great. Not sure if you knew about this. It was all over my social media, but
I did see it.
I'm in a primetime networking group. It's kind of just like a bunch of people who run their own businesses, meet once a week, kind of just.
Hey, I appreciate the invitation.
I just thought you were gonna be too busy for us because you're just a little
I
man.
just thought you saw like the 900 posts for 3
you want
weeks.
to be in
I'll come check it out. Yeah,
Thursday
let's do it.
mornings.
Oh, mornings.
There it is.
That's
That's why.
the problem. Got it.
There
All
it
right,
is.
got it.
Thursday mornings at like 9 though. Still.
It's prime time.
Maybe.
Time.
Yeah, if I could push an inspection though. It'd be alright.
Okay. Yeah. But yeah, there we collaborated and did a softball event this
Nice.
past weekend, benefiting Friends of the Fallen, who is an organization that takes in the families of fallen soldiers who are sent back to Dover after they pass away in the line of duty, etc. So
Tons of sponsors, raised a bunch
tons
of
of
money.
sponsors, raised over around 10, 11 grand.
That's awesome.
That's huge.
Which is
Yeah,
great.
that's huge.
We had a home run derby. It was all at Del Castle Park. We had a home run derby Friday night, which was a blast. Dude, I was in the outfield catching. Man, it was like old times.
You a baseball?
Running around. I put my Apple Watch on, did like a hit interval, burned like 1,000 calories, just running back and forth. And then
counting calories.
it's awesome.
Always.
Dude, always. And then Saturday we all day tournament. It was like 8 girl softball teams, and it was a blast. Ton of sponsors. Cafe Karma came out. Wolf and Associates, a bunch of others, and
I saw the tables. They all looked really nice. All the tents, all the layouts.
it was a blast. It was a blast. So
Sweet.
good to give back this
Yeah.
past weekend. Good to do something different than usual. So
Yeah.
yeah.
I went to my first Penn State game.
How was that?
It was
Penn
good.
State Panthers.
Yes.
I was just about to say that I was being authentic. I was being authentic.
This is
I
one of my
have no
favorite
idea.
Jade posts of the month. I have to say.
Of the month. What? I
Yeah.
get like a
Penn State
favorite each
Panthers.
month? Yeah.
Where did you post that on Instagram? Your
I had to
story?
be honest, yeah, like because it's funny because they were passing out little stickers and it was a paw, and I said, "Give me a panther paw," and the little girl was like,
Oh
"What?"
my
And I was like,
gosh.
"What is that mascot?" Like I didn't know, but it was a huge stadium. I learned a lot about football. Like I didn't know you had to pay people to come play. We got like UD got like $500,000 to go play them.
Correct.
Yeah, it's a big business. The whole thing.
I
yeah.
had no idea, but
Yeah.
it was sad because they walked all over us.
Oh,
like
they,
it was.
they trounced them. It was
Yeah.
embarrassing.
It's only for money. They always have one game a year where they play a ranked team or a team that's way above their own division just to
Yeah.
bring in the money.
But you get points, so we get points for playing them, but we didn't get the W.
Yeah, no, we weren't going to get the
That's-
W.
that's what I
Love
learned,
our
so.
blue ends, but
Yeah, that would have been spectacular though.
Crazy.
Last
It
year-
was-
Can you imagine
we
what
were-
that stadium would have done? It would have fallen apart.
Yeah.
If UD won. Oh my god.
we
we
beat
were-
Navy last year.
Yeah, I mean they were impressed.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got a good squad.
Decent squad.
We
for
walked
their-
in like the middle of the first quarter, and UD had a touchdown, so it was like 7 to like I don't know 21 or something. Penn State had like 3, and within like the end of the next quarter, it was like in the 60s.
Yeah.
It was rough. It was rough.
53-7, I think.
63-7.
63, yeah.
Yeah.
So the one touchdown they got, I don't know how they got
That's
it. We
still
didn't see it.
almost
So.
better than the Giants did against the Cowboys though.
Wow,
So
love that.
yeah,
Go Giants.
professional segue. Look at that.
Oh.
What about? Did you do anything cool this weekend?
I probably did not.
Any
No.
dad stuff?
I did a lot of dad stuff.
Yeah.
I feel like.
What dad
Yes.
stuff did we do?
I did a lot of dad stuff to earn Sunday football. It's the first
Yeah.
week, so
We
I
have
was
to
like,
do.
Yep.
I'm allocating almost the entire day, which is excessive. I'll be honest. It was a lot.
Yeah,
Like
you
by
got
the end of the
that.
day, I was pretty tired of being on the couch all day. So no, Saturday I worked, and then it was like, get to the house ready, hang out with the kids.
And then
Alicia
Sunday,
go do like her
I
manicure
get
and
to,
stuff.
here you go, honey, you go out.
So I did the grocery shopping.
Yeah.
It's very atypical.
You're the grocery shopper.
No, I'm not.
you're not?
No,
Oh.
I'm not at all.
Yeah.
Alicia would love it if I were.
Yeah.
Yeah, she does bring that up periodically, but
I don't like going alone. So Mac doesn't normally go alone, but if I'm going, I'm like, no, you're coming.
yeah.
Because
Somebody's staying with the kids for us, so it's
Makes
yeah,
sense.
yeah.
Don't need the kids running all around the grocery store.
they're actually really they're really well behaved. Although apparently Juliet, the baby, is less so now. She's a little bit wild.
Yeah. I feel like the second child's always are.
Yeah. Well, she's definitely that for sure. But the grocery store in particular, it's
Yeah.
like her spot.
All those colors, all those snacks.
Yeah, she just runs around, says hi to everybody.
Yeah.
She's a.
That's friendly.
At least she's not
Oh, yeah,
shy.
she's super friendly.
Yeah. She's very nice.
I wish she was a little more shy. You know, stranger danger. Like never had that.
Dad, look who I met.
Yeah, exactly. Creepiest of the creeps. She's just hi. You know,
That's hilarious.
so.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
But cool. So we have our segment we're gonna get into, the T on DE. So we kind of got like 3 categories that we jump into. So Team T, and you just got to check it out. We're getting our backyard done, which is like super cool. Yeah. Shout out First Class Lawn Care. Katie's hooking us up. Andrew, thanks so much. Super pumped about it. So I don't think we really saw a picture, and we don't know what it's gonna look like.
No. Yeah.
I think we gave them a budget. We want stone. Like, show us.
I mean, they're going
So,
hard out there.
Yeah,
There's
they've been
real
working
equipment.
all day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But she said it'll be done tomorrow. So you know what it looks like now. If you swing by tomorrow, it should be done.
No,
It'd be crazy.
As long as it's leveled
Wow.
and more inviting, that's
They work
what
hard,
we're
they
looking
work
for.
fast.
Yeah.
So Cocktail Connections.
Listen, you really just put them on blast, though. So if it's not done tomorrow, it's gonna be.
Well, I have faith.
I
know they
I do
will.
too.
I
They're,
know
I mean,
they
they're still
will.
there. They're still working. You know,
Yeah.
it's-
I wonder
it's
how
not
late they'll
early.
work.
I know.
Hopefully not past dark. It's been raining. You know, they've been really
They're working
working
in the
their
rain.
butts
Working.
off.
Yeah, this is a big shout out to First Class. This is pretty
Yeah.
impressive
Big
stuff.
shout out. Just getting ready for next week, man. It'll be a big one.
Yeah. So yeah, September 21st, Cocktail Connections, new backyard. Going to be even, not going to break your ankle. It's going to be really nice. So it's going to be.
I will really appreciate that because as a shorter individual, standing next to a
When
tall
you're-
person is the worst position.
You're
in the
looking
world.
up like 2.5 feet when you're on
Yeah.
that like uneven
I know.
ground. Yeah.
It's wildly emasculating.
Me
It's
looking
just
up to Dave or looking up to Vince, I'm like, hi. Do you want to go stand out there on the sidewalk so we can talk, please?
Exactly.
Oh, that's hilarious. So yeah, super hyped to see that. Local tea. So let's talk about this for a minute. The murderer. So, are you scared?
No.
Are you scared? No, I'm not scared either, but I just feel like some people get
I'm
super
reading
scared.
through this podcast outline, and it says like murder, and one of the questions: Are you scared?
Two question marks. 2 question marks.
Should I be?
I was reading through it and I was like, oh.
Well, the way people talk about it on social media, Instagram, and everybody's freaking out.
I mean, it's super wild.
I mean, listen, if you were in my neighborhood, that would be a different scenario. I'd be
Yeah.
a little bit more, paranoid. My
So,
house is pretty
80
secure,
miles
the
away
clean,
doesn't-
smart. Yeah, it doesn't really bother me so much. I
Little
mean,
guy.
he did move 20. He did move
Look, there's Vince.
5 miles away.
25 miles in the matter of like an hour when they thought they had him pinpointed.
Yeah, he's
But
outside that perimeter
happens.
now.
Yeah, yeah,
just how he
he's on the
hasn't
loose.
been caught is like.
Well, he's from that area, Phoenixville.
Yeah, he knows it pretty well. He was
Yeah,
going to his
he
friends'
does.
houses, getting caught
Yeah.
on ring cameras.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like for as good as he is, he's terrible at this. Like, why would
Yeah.
you? He was having conversations with people on video camera. He just changed his image.
Yeah,
like, I
saw
don't think
that
I
all
would have
shaved up
recognized
clean
him.
guy.
Gone, Africa's
Yeah,
gone.
but now he's like, oh, I'm just gonna put it on camera.
Like,
This is
how
what I look
hasn't
like
he
now.
not been caught yet? Like,
There's
Dude,
an
I-
inside help.
task force and
Oh, yeah,
like
he's definitely
people.
gets-
There's
No.
inside.
Yeah.
100%. The way he
Yeah.
just, well, the spider crawl off the wall, I think, was super
It was
crazy.
pretty impressive. I'm not
Freaking
gonna
wild,
Yeah.
yeah.
So-
I need his gym
Has
workout.
he practiced that?
yeah,
Yeah.
what's he
Pretty
doing?
good.
What is
Pretty
he
good.
doing?
Full disclosure, I did not care about this at all because it wasn't
don't
like
follow
full
any of
blown.
this.
And my wife did. She like one of her friends pointed it out to her, and her only concern was that this gentleman was 5 feet tall.
She's worried
saw
about
that
it?
yesterday.
She said, "I just don't understand. The only thing I can concentrate on is the fact that he's only 5 feet tall.
Don't
Because
even
how did
get
he
me
get up that
started.
wall?
I saw
Exactly.
this yesterday.
Yeah, like how,
Like how narrow is that hallway? You know what I
had
mean?
to be
Like
pretty narrow.
also, how did
There's-
no one? Apparently, another inmate escaped the same way like a week earlier.
Yeah.
Like how
Inside
is this
out.
place still operating? I don't understand.
Yeah.
What's happening?
There he is.
That's Vince. Always.
Always
What are you-
popping in.
How are you?
Everybody got real quiet as we're talking about the murderer. I was like, oh, is he here?
Yeah.
Me and Danelo. Danelo's up back there.
Yeah, it's just chilling.
Vince brought him in for the show. He's our second special guest.
Damn.
Go.
No, I don't know where. Like I stumbled upon a bio or something yesterday. When I saw he was 5 foot or whatever, I was like, what?
Yeah,
I thought he was like 5'11",
Although,
6
honestly,
foot. Mobbing.
probably helps him hide.
It's true.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
True.
well,
How
a
tall
little
are you?
bit.
Huh?
How tall are you?
5'2".
I
could
like
take
how you
him.
have a mic there.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's new edition.
New edition.
He's got a car and everything, so
Had the car, drove it, lost it, or
Because he couldn't
whatever.
get gas.
Yeah, and then
I feel like
Because
authorities
what money
found
do you
it.
have?
pretty
Yeah.
sure. Well, apparently he's like going into people's kitchens and taking their.
eating. I
Did you
heard
see
about
the
that.
Did you see the story of the
The
house that he
light-
broke into?
Yeah.
With it, so the guy like heard something downstairs and he decided to like flicker the lights 3 or 4 times,
Yeah.
and then Danelo was downstairs and flickered it back 3 or 4 more times, and then
I'm not gonna lie.
grabbed whatever in peace.
Pretty boss move though.
Yeah.
I would be shitting bricks.
Yeah. I mean,
I would
like,
sell the house immediately.
I absolutely wouldn't.
Connor,
but
can you come to
gotta
my
leave,
house?
I'm
And you
gonna
go
lock
with
the
the
kids.
garment group,
I'm
yeah.
gonna lock the kids' bedroom doors.
Yep.
You know, go find
How
my protection.
wild is that?
Yeah.
No, I find this fascinating. I was with my buddy last weekend, just getting a bite at Grain, and he was like, "Yeah, my brother and his wife live in Kenna, and some guy like escaped prison is like around the area." I didn't think much of it. And then this
Yeah.
past week, it's like, damn, this is like
It's all over.
this is wild.
Yeah, it's a real thing.
Where is he? Like, he could be anywhere by now. He's obviously still in that area. I'm
Yeah,
assuming.
they never
but,
even
like,
set up a new perimeter. I guess they were just like, what's a perimeter do
They probably
anyway?
know they can't. Yeah, they're like, I need
crazy.
to out.
We're gonna find him.
I don't know. You think so?
No.
So yeah, they're not.
Honestly, at this point,
No.
I got my questions. 'cause-
He'll get out of the
Right?
country.
Yeah.
should have called
He-
him by now. I
Think
don't
about
know.
all the
Got out of
resources
Brazil.
that have been spent on this.
And they said they've seen, like, they've had
To
sites
scam.
on him multiple times. Like,
Yeah.
all right, how haven't we gotten them yet? Like, I don't know.
He's 5 foot. How are they gonna get him? He's too big and strong.
He's 5 foot and he's a murderer. I mean,
Yeah.
like if I
Yeah.
see him, I'm gonna be like, yeah,
I'll go that way.
yeah. Like I'll
He's
make
going
a
that
quick
way,
phone
that
call,
way.
but by then he's gone.
Yeah.
Even
Right.
like in the ring camera though, it's just smiling.
Oh, yeah, he
having a
doesn't
good
He knows he
time,
has
enjoying
it, though.
himself.
Yeah. You know he has it.
Dude, he
That's
had Long
wild
Gardens
to me.
to himself for like a week.
Literally.
You know how peaceful
You
that
know,
was?
do you know how expensive those
The
tickets are?
lights. Oh my gosh, just taking it all in.
Yeah, he's just out there loving life.
Oh, they closed it down. He closed it down.
All the tree forts. Like, you guys ever been in there? Tree
Yes.
forts? Oh
Yeah.
my God,
Yeah.
They're amazing.
They're
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
First time I've ever been there this past year.
Oh, I
Really?
remember
First
that.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah, Christmas season.
Oh, did you get to see the lights?
It was a blast.
Oh,
Yeah, Sid and I went. It was great.
Yeah.
You going back?
Yeah, 100%.
Oh, do you like it? Do you go there?
I do like it. Yeah.
Yeah.
First question. I don't get there as frequently.
I
as-
shoot off a lot of questions
It's
sometimes
pretty.
before I get to first
Pretty
answer.
redundant, if we're being
100%.
totally honest.
I'm not-
Yes,
yeah, I'm not
it's
going
pretty
back,
redundant.
yeah.
I'm not a big flower
You were
guy.
joking?
So like, I like the lights. My family goes every year, and it's
Oh,
like
okay,
a thing
so
because the
it's
kids
cute
love it
thing,
and
yeah.
all that. I didn't get to go last year. I don't remember why.
Tell me.
I was probably working. I don't know.
Busy guy.
grind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
Well, I mean,
grind,
one
yeah.
of you guys probably called and was like, hey.
At
true.
Cortland, I need you.
It's probably cool. It's probably
Yeah.
cool. Yeah.
No, I don't remember what the occasion was, but I didn't go.
Yeah, I've been
and I
once
kinda
or
regretted
twice.
it, but not really.
See, that's one of those things I can check off my list. When they're
Did it.
good, done.
Yeah.
Check. I've been there.
Yeah.
Oh, whatever. It's cool.
But we're spoiled. It's so close.
Yeah.
More opportunities.
Yeah.
We're good.
And it's probably way more fun with the kids.
Oh, it's not. No.
Like chasing them all
Sorry.
over.
They enjoy it. They enjoy
They're not
it,
watching
but,
this, so it's
yeah,
fine.
but you gotta
Again,
hold
your
that.
kid,
Yeah.
your youngest is running around saying hi to everybody. He's got to run after.
Actually,
her.
Hey,
it is-
why
it
are
is
you
more
holding my
fun.
kid?
It is more fun. It would be weird to just walk around and look at plants. They do make it more fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, it's also like
more
you gotta
stressful.
keep track of it.
Yeah, yeah, more stressful. 100%. Sweet. So maybe we'll have an update on the murder
Hopefully
another
this
time.
week. Yeah, would love to have
talk
an
about it next
update.
week.
I think they just want it out of the news at this point, right?
When they do kind of stuff like that and they're pushing that, what else are they talking about?
Yeah.
Whatever. So, next thing, Pop Tea. Football season's back. So, go Birds.
Let's go
We got our
Birds.
Birds
Run
gear
it back.
on.
Yeah, we are back. I
What do you think about the game last night and whatnot?
I did shed a tear at 1 o'clock. Yeah, when I saw Scott Hansen come on and say 7 hours commercial-free football, there was a little bit of
Yeah.
just happy to be back.
I mean, it's so exciting.
So happy to be back. Yeah, Sid went home to see her family all day yesterday, so it's just
You
the,
got the whole couch and
just
TV to yourself?
the boys and I. We hit Oyster for the 1 p.m. games and came back and crushed
Oh,
the
nice.
Eagles game at home so we could scream and yell at the TV.
Yeah, you can't do the. I have a hard time
Yeah.
with bars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I went to the bar for the games that weren't as important, but I still enjoyed myself. And then
Yeah.
4 p.m. I kind of had to lock in and
It's a really good way to
Get
do
figure
it.
down
out
for
my
the game.
situation.
Yeah,
and my
where am I sitting? Where am
people
I
who are around me are okay with me saying bad things. So
Yeah. Good.
Saying bad things, wishing evil.
Knowing your audience. Knowing your audience, your atmosphere. I watched the first quarter and I thought it was like a blowout. So then I went and
Yeah.
I made dinner and I had it on the TV and I came back and then it was like 2 points away and I was like, oh, I should probably sit down and watch this.
Mm-hmm.
So that was that was a close game.
tough first week, but a win to win, right?
Yup, I was just about to say
Oh, it
that.
is a win.
Let me get your thoughts on it.
Yeah.
But, I feel like they needed. At one point, I was like, "Well, if they lose, it better light a fire."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
because they.
I still think it should be a fire lit.
Oh, I think so.
After
I think it's the
performance,
best.
yeah.
It's the best case scenario because they didn't lose, so we don't get the L.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But I do think it's gonna light a fire.
Yep.
Also,
Very true.
gives me a lot of confidence in the offensive coordinator because Bill Belichick had an entire offseason.
Yeah.
Not that he focused on one game for the entire offseason, but that is a strong mind to defeat with that much planning.
It was also Tom Brady's homecoming, so to win and on the road during that
Can we
type
talk
of
about how
event.
thin Tom Brady is?
Thin.
Like, my dude needs a
He's-
cheeseburger.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thin.
Sorry, vegans.
You need you football players. You just I don't know how you're gonna get snaps.
Yeah, he's thin.
But
Well, I mean, he's got something going for him. He played
Yeah.
till he was 45 years old. So maybe there's something to be said for it, but I just like cheeseburgers. So.
yeah.
I don't know. It was nerve wracking. Some of the play calls were interesting. I felt like DeAndre Swift didn't get enough touches. Maybe that's just me.
I don't think they really liked DeAndre Swift.
Yeah, see, I
I thought
don't
it was
know
interesting when
why.
Shot Penny was a healthy scratch.
Yeah.
I was thinking the same thing.
Were you though?
Yeah.
I love that. Great minds.
Nakobe Dean's out.
Thinking like,
Nakobe Dean's out for a couple weeks.
I hate that.
James Bradbury's got concussion.
Did see that coming.
He's out this
Yeah.
week. When we have a short week, we play Thursday night against the Vikings.
I know.
Jade's going.
I'll be at Xfinity for it because I'm a
it's gonna
huge
be
football fan.
So it should be. Wait, you're going to Xfinity for it?
Yeah.
That'd be a good time.
Huge Birds fan.
It should be
I
a
know.
high offensive game.
It should, right?
That's
I'm a
one thing.
little nervous that they lost to the Bucks and now they're coming like full steam. And
Those
but
were
we're,
my
we're
worries.
home. We have Jalen Hurts.
How about Baker Mayfield?
Wild.
Actually winning that game.
Wild.
That was pretty cool.
The Vikings, man, they'll never get. They'll
No, they
never.
won't.
So sorry for any Vikings fans, but yeah, there's just no way.
There's no way.
I like she's at least she's like in the
Whatever,
comment.
man.
What other team stand out to you?
Jacob Paten. What other teams?
49ers.
Yeah, until they all get hurt, because they will.
Hope so.
Let's be serious.
Because man, that offense was. What do you
Yeah,
think, Jade? What
they're
was the offense?
absurd.
It was. I don't have
Yeah,
words.
the 49er Panthers. Wild.
San Francisco Panthers
even know
really
what
got
we're
it going this
talking
year,
about
man. They're
anymore.
crazy.
Oh man.
No, I think the NFC is really strong. I think the AFC's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
There's going to be like your prototypical teams coming out of the AFC that you always have.
Yep.
But
Joe Burrow, Bengals.
Joe
Yeah.
Burrow's hurt, bro. I don't
Yeah.
think he's going to be playing well. He did not look like he could come off of that calf at all.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be rough. We'll see how it
Yeah, they
goes.
didn't look too great.
They look like
Packers look
garbage.
good. I know it was against a Bears defense, but
Packers did look good.
Aaron Jones, he's on my fantasy team.
Yeah,
I was gonna
good. So you
ask
got one
about
good
that.
game. You should bench him next week.
You think so?
Yeah, probably. Let's be serious.
I also had Tyreek Hill gave me 45.
You did really well.
45 points is a
Right.
lot.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I thought I
good.
was doing like incredibly well in the first for the 1 o'clock games. Justin Jefferson, Christian McCaffrey. It's
True.
a keeper league. I didn't cheat, so I got to keep one.
That's nice. My
For the
brother has
record.
that too.
Yeah. Nobody would believe me if I said that without saying it's keeper league.
Yeah.
Smart. Yeah. Let the
it's
audience
a
know.
101, 102 picks, but I still lost. Believe that or not.
Mm. I'm in 3 leagues, so I went 2-1 this week.
Yeah. I'm 4.
Wow.
Yeah.
So
it's
how-
too
where
much.
did you
It's
go?
too
What's
much.
your
Better.
record? It's way too much.
Yeah, I went 2-2. One's a dynasty though, and well, I should go 2-2. We'll see, because if Dallas can put up 35 points against the Giants, then maybe Buffalo can.
Yeah. Let me ask you
Give me a
that.
win.
Dallas good or the Giants bad?
The Giants are terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, they're awful.
Yeah.
And not sorry.
Yeah, I had some
Also.
friends come up to me this morning, bashing the Eagles and talking about how good the Cowboys are, and I'm like, it's week 1. Like, let's
They do that every year.
everybody
It's
relax,
fine. We
everybody
dead
sit
boys.
down.
Isn't that what they say?
Offense, like Dak was like, it was their defense and special teams.
Well, they didn't have to do anything. So honestly, it's not a good assessment week. We can't tell whether
Exactly.
the Cowboys are a good team. We can give them that. They're
Yeah.
going to be a good team. The Giants are garbage. It's just a dumpster fire.
So sorry, Sid.
Dumpster fire.
Sydney's a Giants fan. Yeah, not great. I drafted her fantasy
Lots
team.
of my friends
though.
are Giants fans. I'd still make fun of them.
Yeah. So yeah, Thursday night, Birds. We'll see.
Yeah,
We'll see how we do.
goes.
Yeah.
Jade will be there and we'll give us the.
I'll give you the whole
Play-by-play.
rundown. It's
Yeah.
not like it'll be on TV that you can't watch it too. So
That's true.
I'll be calling you like, what does that mean?
Yeah. All in all, excited football's back. Sunday's just got a whole lot
Yeah.
better.
No, I think because Lauren, my friend, watches like, can you want to go to the Phillies game, Eagles game? Like, I'd rather go to a football game than a Phillies game.
I agree.
I think, yeah, too slow.
Love the Phils, but yeah, football's
Yeah,
just
I love
definitely
them
more
too,
fast
but-
paced and
Yeah,
It's also harder to get to. You know, it's like there's only, 8 home games that we can go to? And
it's true. Yep.
so it's 9, I guess. It's just more rare.
Yeah. You've been watching on TV. I get.
So you
my
try.
attention
So you
spans.
try harder to get there.
Yeah.
Correct. Yeah.
The
Bigger
Eagles has
investment.
more home games. Football does.
No.
No.
Phils definitely do.
Phil. Yeah, the
it's a
Phillies
much
play
smaller investment for
162
baseball.
games. and the Eagles play, what is this, 17?
Yeah, 17.
17 weeks. So
Yeah.
since it's a shorter amount, you want to make sure
guacamole.
that you get to an Eagles game.
Yeah.
Phillies are so many games, so you can just kind of pick one in 3
We
months.
need a whole sports education session. So
We're here, yeah.
that's for another
You
day.
want- you want us to give
We
it?
need to get notes. No, not
How
today
long is this
because I.
podcast supposed to be?
Yeah, no, I don't have. Again, that goes back to the attention span. So we're
Yeah.
gonna have to break it up in increments.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll focus. Well, I mean, what it's golf right now, right? I
Golf.
saw you posted a golf.
Yeah, well, again, like 9 holes and I'm good. I don't know if I can play 18. So like we go to the practice course and we just like play and like I have fun, but after
That's all you need to do.
that's-
Yeah.
yeah. So
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. You got it.
moving on.
You got to get
Moving
started
on.
somewhere, right?
That was my second time. So that Cole like took me out or whatever, and I was like, okay, cool. Like so maybe in 3 months we'll go again.
Yeah.
Like I'm not like eager to go next week,
Oh.
and by then it'll probably be like too cold to go. Maybe we can go in the
probably not.
fall.
There's just afternoons
Can I wear
where
my
during
golf
fall.
skirt in the fall? Probably not. It'll be cold.
I don't know. I was actually, so I got like a little Apple picture reminder thing. I
Yeah,
was on the
memories.
boat the first week in November last year.
Oh, wow.
But there are some
That's wild.
crazies like
Yeah.
Yep.
crazy season. I remember like a couple years ago, Christmas we were wearing flip flops. So
Yeah, it's
we don't.
like
we have no
happening
idea.
lately.
The month doesn't determine the weather anymore. So.
Nah, global warming?
So
What's that?
yeah.
I don't know.
So
Yeah, there's months where, not months, afternoons, where I got months. Afternoons where she's like not busy, so she's like just starts running around the office because she just
I go crazy.
crazy.
Like
And
the
Cole's like,
Zoomies.
yeah, let's go golf. Let her go run
That's
around.
perfect.
Run around in
Go
nature.
run me
Run
around
around
the
in
course
nature.
real quick. Bring me back. I'm like,
Cole
I
said
know.
you hit the ball
Right
straight
on.
though.
Yeah, I'm not terrible.
No,
but like
dude.
I was just telling Cole and Connor, so that was my second time golfing, and I was like, okay, cool. So now I think I should go to the driving range and learn how to like actually hit the ball. So I know what it looks like to like run the course, hit the balls, how many it takes.
Yeah, you should definitely spend a little time in the driving range. There's also
Yeah.
like, you don't have to go to the range. You just get like a little wiffle golf
How am I
ball.
gonna whack them
You get a
and
little
scream
wiffle golf
four?
ball. It'll tell you like whether your club head's back.
Oh.
You can worry about that later.
Again, increments, different time. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out.
Post podcast, we'll talk
But
about
like
it.
driving range, like I think I could do like 10 minutes there. Like after you hit so many balls.
No,
don't you
driving range, it's a whole different thing because you'll be like, wait, why'd that do that? And then you'll want to change it. I feel like with your mentality, you would be able to spend a lot of time there.
All right. Well, I'll get back to you on that. I'll
Yeah,
go one time
Jade's
and I'll
like,
let you know
"No,
how.
you're
No, you're
3
so-
months, we'll get
you
back
are
to you."
so wrong, I
It's
think.
so wrong. I'm not
But
being
I'll be
polite about
excited
it.
if you're right, and I'll be like, no, I was actually there for an hour and a half. So
Oh no,
we'll
it's
see.
a long time.
Ah, okay, so like, what's an average time there?
Oh,
3.5 hours.
I mean, I could easily sit there for an hour and a half, but you're not hitting balls the whole time. It's kind of like a
Oh,
I
well,
thought
you're
you were
probably
talking about
hanging
18.
out.
Just on
yeah.
the driving course or the driving range?
driving range, yeah.
Yeah, hour and a half.
Hour and a half's fine. But
All right, sweet. So let's get into our topic of the day. Drum roll, please. Our special guest, Cortland Bradley.
sorry,
This is you.
this is me.
This is you. We're super pumped to have you. You know, we love working with you. Love being in your company. Love that you support everything we
The
do.
goat,
So
the goat, and yes, it means greatest of all time. You want to tell Cortland that real quick?
you gotta really break that out
Oh,
right
now I gotta
now.
hear it.
Are you kidding?
Yeah, have to.
Okay,
Yeah.
so pause real quick. Why don't you just tell
We're
us story?
driving home from
a showing.
a
something.
showing, and we were talking about something or whatnot. And I'm like, yeah, they're the woat. She's
Do
like,
you know what that means?
please tell me you do.
Nope.
No, bro, I don't know what that is.
I thought it was like
What?
a
I mean,
wow.
let's
I'm gonna go ahead. And
What's
guess.
goat?
I'm gonna go ahead. It's like the weakest of all time.
Worst,
Is it?
yeah.
Worst. Okay.
So what's goat
You know
mean?
goat.
It's greatest.
Yeah. So you just flip flop.
I mean, yeah. I figured out what it meant just because I knew.
So she's like,
goat.
yeah. She's like, what's that? I'm like, you know what goat is, right? She's like, I thought it was just like you're like legit.
You're the shit.
You're the shit.
You're the goat. Like you're my dog. Like dog's not an acronym.
You're my
like
dog.
yeah. So
I love
and
this
then
story.
he
That's
said
a good
that,
one.
and then
So now every acronym I say, she's like, is there a meaning behind it?
yeah.
What does
So
it
he
mean?
says other things, and I'm like, what's that broken down to? And he's like, no, that's just the word. So most of them, he's response is, it's just you're my dog. A lot of them aren't acronyms, but
Yeah.
there are
I
a
have
couple.
a weird language, yeah.
And I
it's
didn't
fine.
know them. Well, it's
Yeah.
not weird. Everybody does it, but
Yeah. I mean, most people. know
weakest. So what was worst?
Worst
Yeah.
of all
Worst or
time.
weakest?
Worst of all time.
Well, you
Yeah.
could use
Weakest
weakest if you
would
wanted
have
to.
Worst is obviously better fitting.
Either way, there's another
So
thing about
Cortland
me.
is the goat, greatest of all time.
Yeah.
That's my point.
appreciate
So
you.
yeah, tell us a little bit about you. He's our inspector. He's our friend. He's our supporter. Who are you? What do you do? What's your company? How'd you get there?
Oh, it's such a long
A
story.
lot of questions.
Not really.
Break it down.
So, Cortland, company's preferred inspections, and it is Cortland at the moment. The original plan was to make it big. I don't know that I will. I really enjoy the actual interactions with all of you guys.
That's what I love
and the
about you.
buyers.
One man show.
Yeah, it's so much more, I don't know, involved,
Intimate, like
personal.
intentional.
It is. And I like that part of it. The how to get into it. It's interesting. I was a contractor. I had a remodeling business for 15 years. Still have it. not allowed to work on houses I inspect. I'm just going to put that out there
Yep.
because it's the number one question as soon as I say that I have a remodeling business. But I had a natural inclination for houses, and an old family friend had a very established business, and he was retiring, so I was fortunate enough to get trained by him. Kind of downloaded 30 years worth of experience in a period of 2 years, and took off on my own. It's been really fun.
And like one question I have off that, like how has it been like transforming your business into like 2023 versus like the way he was running his business or the way you learned from him?
So that's an excellent question. The hardest part was introducing technology because my predecessor, shout out Clay Ridings, great dude. Some agents wouldn't agree with me on that one, but great dude, great mentor. Anyway, very technology adverse. Not interested whatsoever. I was using a very archaic system, and so every time I would try to introduce technology, he wasn't necessarily resistant, but wasn't going to learn.
Yeah.
So it gave me the opportunity to kind of run a parallel business with his and hone what worked and what didn't, which was great. It was an excellent. I mean, as far as being introduced to this business and starting a business in this industry, it was the best way to do it.
Yeah.
I think. So it was not easy introducing technology and bringing it to 2023, but I think I did.
You did good, yeah. So I've used, I'm not sure about you, but I've used 2 other inspectors before I like got loyal and stuck with you, and your reports are definitely like
Loyal.
got loyal,
Love
like
it.
was like you're my god, you're my dog.
You're my dog. You're my dog.
Yeah. But like just like your reports and like you know you have the full 40-page summary or whatnot, the whole inspection report, but then the
report,
summary
yeah.
is my favorite part because it's color coded, it's broke down into the main sentences that you need with the picture.
Simplicity.
Because like I'm not a contractor, my buyers are not contractors, like they don't know what we're reading or looking at, so the easier it's broken down, like the easier it is to understand and move on with it.
Love it. Love the feedback.
Yeah.
I worked with an agent before, or inspector before, and it's just like you're personable. You want the clients to follow you around and then like make them comfortable.
You wanna
just
educate
relax.
them.
Yeah,
Education.
participation is key.
And just all in all, I mean, we met at one of Jade's inspections
Yeah.
in North Wilmington. And I walked in. I don't know if I did like grab something from you or whatnot. And Cortland was like, "Yeah, just follow me around." I'm like, okay, let's go.
Sure,
And
I'd love to.
we literally hit it off. We're just sharing stories, and I was like, "This is my dog. This is
Love
my
it.
dog."
I love it.
Yeah,
And I think
it's
we met you, what were you gonna say?
I was gonna say I remember that. It was fun. I thought you were there to learn. I didn't know you were just
I
stopping
was.
by.
I mean, I was
Just
nowhere.
popped in.
right in. I was just like,
nowhere.
yeah, you're walking with me. Come on.
Yeah, it's perfect. I mean, I was learning things, but we were also just kind of shooting the shit, which is great too. Which
I
we
love
also
that.
need.
And I think I met you because you came to Cocktail Connections. And
Yeah.
Vince was like, yo, this is Cortland, like, let's use him on our next inspection. And I was using another person, and I was like, what do you mean I gotta use someone else? Like, I don't wanna use someone else. Used you one time, I was like, ooh, am I gonna break up with that guy? Like, oh.
Did you know
So-
Vince before? Or did you just come to
I did.
cocktails?
So
or-
Vince and I met in a very interesting way. It's kind of like a lesson in real estate industry for new people.
Yeah.
Don't ever know who you're going to interact with. So just,
Be nice to everybody.
be nice. Not only be nice to everybody, but be professional and be your best version. I mean, that's
Love it.
because Vince was the listing agent on an inspection that I had done, and some questions
I do
arose
remember
from
this.
the report, and he reached out, and it was just. I mean, I think it was like 9 o'clock at night when I was talking to Vince on the phone, but there were questions that needed to be answered, and that's the nature of this business.
Yep.
And whatever that interaction, I guess, led him to recommend me to Jade.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow, this
Yeah.
guy's the man.
Yeah. And now you're the only guy we use, so that's great. What, so like, in this market, buyers have been waiving home inspections for like the past, I've been in it for 2.5 years, Connor, like a year and a half in,
yeah.
like, we've been
It's
waiving
always
waiving home inspections since we
Yeah.
got in the business, so that's the normal that we see.
Yeah.
Like, what's your opinion on that, and like, how does that affect your business? And like,
So my opinion is obviously, it may be biased,
Yeah.
but it's foolish. I understand
yeah,
fully. Buyers need houses, and you have to do what you have to do. So I'm not here to degrade the decision or tell you that you're making the wrong decision. I think it is wise when people are doing post-settlement inspections because
that was my
when
next
it-
question.
when
Like,
it
how many
comes to-
people
yeah.
are getting them after? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, ignorance is not bliss when it comes to your house because you could have something that right now, let's say like a chimney, for example. You might have a small crack in your chimney that's a couple $100 to fix, and you wait on that for 6 months, and now all of a sudden you've got a $3,000 repair that needs to be taken care of.
Yeah.
So if you're waiving it, that's great. Get a post settlement. I don't care if you use me. Just use somebody. You want to be educated. You want to know. Love that. You want to know what's going on with the house. has impacted my business is actually really hard to tell because, so I set annual goals for myself, and I don't know if it's a product of I don't know, the business that I'm doing, but I exceed those goals pretty regularly, so it hasn't had a detrimental impact.
Write stuff down.
That I'm aware of.
Yeah. Well, then that's awesome to hear.
Yeah.
Because either way, whether you're getting it before contract or after contract, people are still wanting and needing and getting home inspections.
Yeah, I would say, and I think it's like your next question, but I would say like 20% of my business right now is post-settlement inspections or information only pre-settlement.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those are dwindling. I think a lot of agents are really starting to push back on those because it creates a bit of chaos that they're not necessarily willing to accept or want to
100%.
accept. But the waiving of inspections is a bit overblown, if I'm being honest.
It stinks,
it's a lot of people are saying, oh, everybody's waiving, and to an extent that's true, but only in specific markets.
Yes.
It is not.
There's so many factors that go into it, and
Yeah.
that's something that we tell all our buyers that like every conversation we have about a house, it's going to be different per house.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
So like what I tell you about
It's
this house
always case by
today
case.
is going to be a
Yep.
different conversation from what I tell you about that house tomorrow.
Yeah.
Days on market price,
Yep.
XYZ, whole other conversation. Like,
Absolutely.
Yeah. Another question I had is like, so something I love about you is that you bring the first time home buyers and just anyone into the house and you say, if there's anything you're gonna walk away with, it's these 3 things. So like, what are the most important things when walking through a house? You make sure that these new homeowners know.
Absolutely.
And even where they are, even if they have owned 5 houses in those years, they don't know where like the water shut off is in the new house. So like, what are those things that you make sure everyone
Well,
knows?
the water shut off.
Thank you. I just like answered your own question. Sorry. You want me to just talk? I got it.
Go ahead. I mean, you know
Yep.
the spiel. It's fine. So it's turning off power to your house, turning off the water to your house, and changing the air filter if it's applicable. All right, because both turning off the water and the electric could save you from a very significant problem later on. And changing the air filter is just going to help maintain your system. Also, you need annual maintenance because that's going to help prevent larger issues. You need to just maintain your house. If you buy a house, it's a job. Take care of it. It's your number one investment. Sound like a broken record, but most of us home inspectors are going to agree on those points.
Well, most of us is just like repeating things and just reiterating things. So
Yeah, it's
Makes
a little redundant. So it's kind of like as a part of my daily thing. I'm not so jaded into or so old in the industry that I still have to like convince myself to do it. I still love doing it.
Yeah.
I love meeting people,
You
but I
can
do
tell that,
remind
yeah.
myself this is a huge expense for them. I don't care if it's a $200,000 house, $100,000 house, or $1 million house. It's a huge expense because most people are moving up.
Yep.
They're not moving down, and even if they are, they're still spending a ton of money, especially right now. So it's just I want them to be as educated as they possibly can be.
yeah, and I think that helps a lot because getting a home inspection report back is it's like I said, 40-page document, kind of scary.
Tons of fun.
Terrifying.
Yeah.
No, it's so much fun.
Yeah.
You can see all the things wrong with the house that you just fell in love with,
Yeah.
and somebody's destroying.
Yeah. But I think you do a good job of breaking that down
Yeah.
because it's good to know everything. But like also too, a lot of people don't know. It's like half of that stuff is not the end of the world, even though it looks like it. Like
Oh yeah.
there's a crack in your chimney. Oh my god, my house is gonna fall down. No, you're not. It's a $300 fix. Get your professional up there. Whatever it is, like things like that. So I think you do a good job of just telling everybody how it is and what they need to do.
Outlining it and everything, yeah.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. This is a big
Simpling it
boost.
down.
This is a very fun environment.
Well, we're
for me
very-
right now.
Yeah, you want to keep going?
Real and authentic. Like we wouldn't have you here and we wouldn't talk about this the way about you if we didn't like think that.
It would be a
and all
bummer to
that.
come and get trash talked. That would not.
We should.
Oh, it's
we
always-
should have did that. We should have did that.
No, it's always not fun when we have buyers go on a contractor. I'm going to use my own inspector. I'm like,
We always like, hey, you're more than welcome to use whoever you
Cortland's over
want, but then you get that home inspection report and they're like asking me questions. I'm like, I can't even read this. It's
Yeah, there's a level.
it's a 2-page description on one defect. I'm like, we got to call another professional. Go call your contractor.
Yeah, there's a level of comfort
You gotta
and
understand who you're
familiarity
talking
that comes
to.
in with like working with people consistently. Because,
Yeah.
for instance, I know the expectations that you guys are setting, and
Yeah.
so that's going to dictate. When I'm working with a new agent, it obviously love new agents. Don't get me wrong.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But when I'm working with a new agent, there's a level of figuring out. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
what have you told these buyers to expect? And I like to set that expectation right at the beginning anyway.
yep.
But when you're familiar with everybody, okay, well, this is how they're going to interact and communicate, and it just helps. I mean,
Yeah.
that's for any inspector. If your agent recommends an inspector, there's a reason, whether it's me or it isn't.
Yep.
It behooves you to listen.
And
basically.
working with, we always reiterate, I don't know. Work with people you know, like, and trust.
Yeah, absolutely.
We do
Yeah.
hundreds of inspections with you a year, so it's like, we got you. And like one thing I have on here is like, So we all work our own schedule. So like, we know you're a very busy man, but like, you always find a way to like squeeze us in. Like, cause like shit hits the fan sometimes.
Gotta be
Like we get
flexible.
into bubbles.
Yep.
Like 2 weeks ago, I called you at 9 o'clock at night, and I was like, hope the kids aren't sleeping. I need you. Like, I need you at 8 a.m. tomorrow. Like,
Also got really lucky on that one. It did work out well.
I know, but like,
Although it does happen with you guys quite a bit. Like
All the
Cole
time.
well, because we
was
know
like,
we
I
can
need one.
count on you.
That's
like,
cool. He'll do that to anybody.
even though things
Well,
like,
not even, but it's just like I had a cancellation, and I was like, "What in the world? How did he get this for?" You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it panned out. But yes, you have to be flexible.
Yeah,
I mean,
My
and-
last inspection was like that. The one that we did. It's like, yo, I need you like in the next day or two.
yeah. Hey, I'm settling in 2 days. Like, I
Middletown.
need you
you guys are a
tomorrow.
pain in the ass. It's like I'm
You love us. You love us. Yeah. So
We
like
just rely on you.
Yeah. You have to. We lean on you. So, no, that's awesome. Another thing is like, what would you say is like one, two, three of the like most common major defects? So when you say major
cracks in the wall.
defects, there you go. Talk about it, because major defects sounds super scary, but like even if it is a major defect, sometimes it's not the end of the world. So or talk about it. Maybe it is. I don't know.
So yes, if an item is not performing its intended function, then it's a major defect. Now that can be written many different ways. I mean, that could be, oh, your ceiling fan is inoperable. That's a major defect, which it is, technically speaking. And you know, depending on the circumstances, it may be written up as such. I personally tend to look at major defects as more things that may have a structural impact or an imminent major cost to the house, or they may eventually in the short future have a huge expense to the house. But the number one in our area is absolutely cracks in masonry block walls.
You say in our area. Why in our area? What do you mean by that?
We have basements, and the vast majority of North Wilmington
I
was built
love
on
basements.
creeks. So it's as if we just decided water wasn't going to be here anymore.
Yeah.
And it
Nowhere
is.
near us.
Yeah, water is absolutely everywhere.
I live in a
and-
flood zone,
yeah.
so I don't know why I'm asking those questions. I know it.
It's
I know
incredibly invasive.
Yep.
So that can create issues for these masonry block walls. That's cinder blocks, by the way, masonry block
Yeah.
walls. So if you have a bunch of lines and grids like bricks on your foundation walls, that's masonry block. We're about to get a time countdown, it looks like.
He's inspecting.
They're not all horrific cracks, by the way.
Yeah.
But they're very...
Now, something I learned from you, and like, so what's the difference? So there's horizontal cracks, and then there's the vertical step cracks. So like, which
Yeah.
one's worse? How should I feel about them?
So horizontal cracks are definitely worse.
Okay.
And the reason being is it takes 10 times more force to create the crack as it does to collapse the wall. Now, it doesn't mean that all of them are going to collapse. Don't hear what I'm not saying. But the fact that there is a crack indicates that we do have some level of shifting or ground movement. And I'm not a structural engineer, so I'm not going to tell you this is fine. This crack doesn't mean anything. They all mean something. Right? So they all need to be paid attention to. But absolutely, horizontal cracking
Are the worst? Yeah.
and there can be pretty significant problems as a result of step cracking. You just kind of have to know how to read that wall.
And that's another thing too. Like when you cite things, like you're gonna point them to the next professional.
Yep.
Hey, here's this. Go talk to the structure engineer.
Yes.
Hey,
Try to
this.
give-
Call your.
I try to give as much information as possible so that we're not calling 25 people at the end of the inspection.
Yep.
But
Absolutely.
if I don't know the answer, I'm honest about it.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I don't know everything.
As you should.
Yeah.
I could lie. That'd be fun. But
No, we wouldn't use it.
very problematic. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't
No.
like basements. I like when I hear a concrete slab.
Are you kidding me?
This guy's like slab house. Yeah.
Yeah,
Sign
want
me
that.
up.
You want
Sign me
that.
up.
We
Slab
have
houses
clients.
are way harder to inspect. Way
Why?
harder. Because you can't miss a single thing. Because the slab houses only give you a little bit. They don't give you a lot of evidence, like a basement. I can see a huge crack on the wall.
Yeah,
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 I can see
yeah,
wiring
yeah,
pump. So like the slab houses, when you guys call, you're like, it's slab house. I'm like, oh, it's actually hard.
It's
But
great.
Yeah, take that back.
every foundation has its pros and cons. Doesn't
Yeah.
matter what it is.
We've had buyers in the past that come from like California or like different parts of the country, and they like
Oh yeah.
number one kind of don't know. I'm not gonna say they don't know what a basement is, but kind of don't know. They scare them and they don't understand them.
Well,
They're
you
like,
come-
oh, the laundry's in the
Yeah,
basement.
wild.
I'm not buying that
Yeah,
house.
Yeah,
I'm
if
like,
you come
Yep.
from an environment where your earth moves on a regular basis, a basement would be horrifying.
yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but simultaneously, I couldn't go to California and do an inspection because they're.
Yeah, yeah. You have no idea what it's like.
I mean, I could probably do it. Don't get me wrong, but I would miss things.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
there's
yeah,
just
yeah.
different levels of expertise. I don't know much about that earthquake.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Seismic movement. And
Makes sense.
Yeah.
I just had a showing yesterday, and the basement is banged up. Puddle, sub pumps, busted, water heater's about to go, and they love the neighborhood so much, and the house has been sitting on the market for some time now, and that's where it's talking about like do a due diligence period, get your inspector out there, inspect it, and go from there. And I said I got a guy, his name's Cortland.
Here's his number. I'll call him. I scheduled him. He'll be here tomorrow.
Well, yeah, just like we said before, it's like a case by case.
Yeah, 100%.
Every house is different, so
Every
there's
house
ways
is
to go
different.
around it. But
Sweet. That kind of like wraps it all up. Like, do you have any last?
give me one of your most like interesting stories from an inspection.
Oh,
Fun,
fuck.
interesting, scary, whatever. Give me a couple.
I have some very funny ones.
Yeah,
What's
yeah.
the demographic that watches this?
Everybody.
Okay, so
I feel like
There's
Ari-
7 billion
I feel like
people in the
Ari,
world,
you know?
Yeah.
and we get about
Clearly a ton of
6.5 billion views.
Wish.
That's me manifesting.
There you go. Write it down.
So one of the most, I don't know, scariest moments, I guess, as a home inspector that I had was I was doing a Southern Delaware inspection, which is all crawl space, like, for the most part. And I was in a crawl space, and I kept hearing crinkling on a vapor barrier, which is a plastic thing on the floor.
Yep.
And I just kept shrugging it off because I was like, oh, sorry. Because I was, like, whatever, crinkling happens, it's not the end of the world, but it was persistent. And I kept looking and I didn't see anything. And then all of a sudden, I heard this, like, darting. Like, it was a heavy movement on the plastic vapor barrier, and I turned around just in time to see a fox run past me. And I'm not going to lie to you, when I was very close to having to change my pants. It was the scariest moment. I mean, like, he didn't want anything to do with me, obviously.
Yeah.
But didn't see it coming.
This is in the basement or the crawl space?
Crawl
space.
space.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
And cross space, they're like 2 feet high.
Yeah, so you're
get
crawling. I mean,
yeah.
you're very. So I, in my mind, I'm like, I can handle anything in a crawl space, But that instant, I was like,
That scares
nope.
you jump
I
up,
thought
you
you were going to
concussion.
say like a mouse
I
or
am
something.
so vulnerable
Yeah.
in my crawling
Jeez.
position. Yeah.
That
so that
is
was
wild.
that was a scary one.
Yeah.
I've had a number of interesting ones.
Tier 1 or 2 of them.
I don't know, man. I mean, today's was shit. When's this air?
In 3 weeks.
Today's was great.
It's always interesting with me,
Yeah,
man.
there are always some level of interesting.
Yep.
For the most part, whether it's the buyers or it's the buyers' dads are fun. I know
I was just
that's
gonna
like
say, what's it like when somebody comes and like, it's a, I don't want to say an issue. It's a thing with us too. It's like when the buyers come and they have like 7 people to their party for the home inspection. You're like, what's going on?
I mean, for the most part, it's the more the merrier.
There you go.
I don't mind because it's just more ears listening, so it's more
True.
input that's going to be correct later, and that's all the input that's going to be an issue if they don't understand. So if they're not there to hear the education and go through everything, then they're the ones that are going to be like, well, that sounds horrific to me.
Yep.
And then that'll make the buyer kind of forget the conversation that we had, which is not as bad.
Yes.
So I actually enjoy it when there's more people, when they are contradictory or when they are an expert.
The best.
I like
Doing your job.
when I can. When they like to do my job for me, that's fine. To an extent. I've only 2 occasions.
I'm not gonna pay you.
out of many inspections. I've had 2 occasions where I've actually told people it's time for you to be quiet now. And that's you kind of have to
They
know
need to
when
respect
it's-
you too. Yeah. So it's like,
you need to know when it's time to do that. They need to know when it's time to be quiet. And usually, within 20 minutes, anybody who's on the inspection will come around.
Yeah.
I will, in one way or another, illustrate to them I am not an idiot. I do know what I'm doing. And at that point, you kind of earn their respect. I think the most fun I ever had with that was with a 77-year-old old union pipe fitter from Philadelphia. And my dude instantly walked up to me, asked me a question. I was unprepared, absolutely unprepared, kind of stuttered a bit. I did answer it correctly, which was good. But, I mean, it took me 45 minutes to get this guy to understand, like, I'm going to be okay.
this isn't my first day.
Yeah, like, I've done this before. And at the end of it, he shook my hand and said, you did a great job.
Aw.
And
Love it.
I was like, man, this is...
Yeah.
This
Like,
is it.
that actually meant something.
At least
Even
you
if-
had it.
even the-
Yeah. At least it was a happy ending.
The grandkids came up and they're like, oh my God, like, I can't believe he
Like
really
your mom
likes
said,
it.
you're the best.
Yeah. And that was fun.
Yeah.
We
But
had,
you just win them.
I had 2 examples of that. We had a inspection probably in June or May in Newcastle, and it was like the buyer's dad, remember the
yeah.
uncle, we had 4 or
And
5 guys, and
they
I'm
all
like,
knew what they were talking about.
I'm like, oh man, thank
Yeah.
God I have Cortland.
I tried to recruit to one of them, man.
Did you?
Nuh-uh.
Yeah, he really knew what he was talking about. I was
Yeah.
like, hey, you want to be a home inspector? Yeah, he was not interested.
Ah.
Yeah.
But then, and then we had another one late last year, I remember we were outside of the house. I just pulled up behind you, and I went up to dap you up, like say what's going on, and the dad came up to me. He was like, "You know this guy?" And I'm like, "Oh, is that like a bad thing? Like that we're bringing our own guy?" And then after the inspection, he was like, "Cortland, thank you so much, man. That was great. It's great."
Yeah, it's just you gotta build trust. You gotta illustrate. You know what you're doing. I mean,
That's why we use
it's
you.
scary for them too.
Yeah,
You know?
100%.
Like
100%.
I feel horrible for whoever has to do the home inspection for my daughter's houses when they buy them. I mean, if it's not me, obviously.
Can I come to that? I want to see you in full form.
Yeah.
I can't even imagine it. I feel horrible for them. Because they'll probably be out of state. I know both of them will probably migrate.
They are babies. You think they'll leave already?
Yeah. I'm going to push them to big football schools.
Good.
And I love it, but like...
Good.
Yeah.
College game day.
not
Need
big,
it.
yeah.
Need college
I'm gonna
game
push them
day.
to big
Stadium holds like 25,000. Penn State was like 106,000.
One of my biggest regrets.
Learn
yeah.
that.
Like
Yeah.
we went to like you and I obviously went to Delaware.
Yeah.
And we did the frat like fun life, but like
Boys.
days were a good time. But like I do wish we had like the Saturday tailgates at 6 a.m. and going to a big time football game and whatnot.
It's a whole different experience. We traveled
Whole
some.
different
We had a blast doing it. But I will encourage it in my daughters. I think probably based on yesterday, just trying to get them to wear their jerseys. I'm not sure they're going to be big on football, but I'm gonna try to influence them positively.
Vince had Murphy saying "Go Birds." I don't know if you saw any videos, but she kind of was saying
And
it.
they were dressed up in their Philly gear yesterday and
Oh, they
everything.
look so
Yeah,
cute.
it's super fun until they have an opinion.
Yep.
And then if it's not yours, it's like, oh, bummer.
What do you mean? Oh, that's funny.
I love that. I love
That
that.
is great.
Well, listen, thank you guys for having me.
Yeah. Thank you so much for coming. We really appreciate it. Like, you got any last minute, like, anything to say to the viewers? Shout out Preferred Inspections. Call my guy.
No, I mean, I'm the best.
Yeah,
I'm just
obviously,
joking.
yeah.
I'm not, I don't, yeah.
No, that's just true.
That's
No,
a
you
joke.
gotta have
but
a little confidence too. So
I
have so much confidence, and I'm probably wrong half the time. So I'm just
Yeah.
like, no. I'm not. Yeah. So that's that.
Well, you guys are fantastic. Thank you.
Thank you.
I appreciate
Cheers.
entertaining me.
We appreciate you.
Thank you. Thank you.
We appreciate you.
Cheers. Oh, yeah. So like, doors always open. Call us anytime you need us. We'll see you at the next cocktail.
Cocktails
Connections.
Connections, yeah, next Thursday.
Yep.
Come out, check out the new backyard.
Oh yeah.
Can't wait.